Welcome back, Dragon Ball fans. Happy Diamond Day. You're here on the KameSennin School channel, and we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Daima Episode 2. Let's get started. So one of the first things we get in Episode 2, Glorio, is the introduction of the brand new Daima intro. The intro seems pretty cool and clean. It's got a lot of art that reminds me of just classic Dragon Ball, classic motifs, and just Toriyama's manga. So I'm very excited about what's to come from this series. So if you remember when we left off, the new villains, Degasu and Goma and Neva, they wish to use the Dragon Balls to wish our heroes to be children again. Now, this clears up a potential plot hole that people used to have with Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was, why was there only one wish on the Dragon Ball? You know, some people just talked it up to it being a movie and so on and so forth, but we get an explanation here when Goma is upset that Shinron didn't give him 3 wishes. Shinron explains that the 3 wishes is only for essentially the Dragon Team and not for someone who's unknown to him. We get to see Popo's horns for the first time. And Goma actually considers killing Baby Dende to ensure that the Dragon Team isn't able to get the Dragon Balls back or get a new set or be able to stop their plans. So Degasu gets ready to kill him, but instead they decide to take Dende as a hostage. And he actually gives Popo a stiff arm when he's taking Dende. So at this point, everybody's younger, but they're all the same on the inside. So they're still acting the same. Goten and Trunks can't talk, but they can kind of baby talk to each other. But we hear their thoughts as if it's actual, regular conversation, kind of like the movie Look Who's Talking. Bulma is already obsessed with her child's skin, and this is probably the reason she starts using the Dragon Balls later to make herself younger. So that's just a nice little piece of foreshadowing as well as connection to future parts of the series that the show is showing. Because Goku and the gang aren't used to their bodies, they're having trouble balancing their ki, and that's the reason why Goku can't fly. There's still no confirmation on whether or not their actual strength levels got reset. My assumption is they probably did because, again, this kind of reminds me of when Ginyu took Goku's body, not knowing how to use his body, he couldn't access the powers. So I don't think they're going to be as weak as, their actual age, in that time frame, making them basically regular characters like I was theorizing. But they're definitely going to be weaker than what they typically are displayed as. And it still leads me to believe that Gohan, since he's, while he is going to be a kid again, he would have been a kid most recently compared to everyone else. So I think he'll still be the strongest and have an easier time adjusting to the change. So Piccolo has some knowledge of Neva, and I know Geekdom mentioned he thought this was because of the memories of Kami and Piccolo resurfacing. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's as simple as Piccolo has knowledge from Nail. If we remember, Nail knew who Piccolo was immediately when he came there. They told stories of Piccolo or the Nameless Namekian, and Nail knew it. So as we learned from Dragon Ball Super, the Namekian kids would take classes, and they had to learn about their history. So it leads me to believe that learning about an ancient Namekian that stayed in the demon realm probably came from Nail and his knowledge, and not some forgotten memories that resurfaced due to, Kami and Piccolo Daimo merging again. I think that's a stretch. So at this point, Kibito goes to the Kaioken homeworld to retrieve the spaceship that Kaioken used to travel from the another realm to Universe 7. This reminded me of Kami's old ship. Obviously, this is, again, some more additional new lore based on how the structure of the world is. My thoughts are that all the Kaiosens and angels probably come from a similar realm and then travel to their assigned universes. That's probably what the new canon is going to be. They then bring Bulma to try to fix the spaceship. The spaceship is damaged. It looks like Kami's old ship, or even the time machine that Cell used. So Bulma gets started trying to work on it. There's a 2-day time skip, and we see Goku working to get used to his body. He's getting better. He still has a little bit of trouble flying and a little bit of trouble with combat. The biggest issue with combat is his depth perception. So he goes to get his power pole because he believes that's going to help. Kaioshin confirms that not everyone with pointy ears are demons, but most of them are. So this helps clear up that confusion that people have had recently where they started asking, was any and every character a demon? Again, there's probably a lot of them that are demons, but some of them are probably just aliens. And while they're having that discussion, they talk about the fact that many of these people escaped the demon realm long ago, but recently it became banned. So, of course, the question is who banned it? Who banned travel from the demon realm? Was it Zeno? Was it the Demon King? Not really sure. Goku goes and visits Korn to try to get his power pole, but he notices it's not there. Korn mentions that he gave the power pole to Master Roshi. And Master Roshi is one of the few people, along with Bulma, who is super excited about being young. He's talking about all the things he wants to do. And I couldn't help but think probably all the things he wants to do to certain people. And then during the conversation, Roshi does not remember what he did with the power pole. But we see that it's outside being used to hang laundry. After that, we get back to Goku showing off his power pole skills to his friends at the Heavenly Realm. And then all of a sudden, a spaceship appears while everyone is eating dinner. Glorio hops out of the spaceship, looking like a blue Han Solo, and he offers to take Goku and Kaioshin to the Demon Realm. Vegeta wants to go, as he's really pissed about being turned into a child, but the spaceship only holds 3. And the ending credits roll, and from the ending credits, it suggests that Piccolo, Vegeta, and Bulma will show up later on, as that's one of the things they intended to do anyway. So that's episode 2 of Dragon Ball Daima. The episode was a little bit slower, as it's just focusing on the setup of the series. I'm sure episode 3 is going to have the most action as we really establish all the set pieces and have gotten all the key players into position. There's been still no appearance of Gohan. I still stand by my theory that Gohan is going to be a key to protecting the Earth and leading all the members of the Dragon Team that stay behind while Goku and the gang go on this adventure. There was a lot of concern that this was just going to be GT 2.0 with Glorio, being Trunks, the straight man, Goku being Goku, and then Pansy, the new character who has not been introduced in the series yet, but she's going to be a female Majin that they meet, and they do show her in the credits and in the intro, so I don't believe it's a spoiler. And she was going to act as Pan, where someone Goku was going to have to save constantly. But the very fact that they show Vegeta, they show Piccolo, they show Bulma all coming along, this seems more like an actual ensemble cast, which again reminds me of the original Dragon Ball more so than GT. So I don't think this is going to be any type of GT 2.0. I think if anything, from the inclusion of demons, from the iconography, from the imagery that we see in the end credits and in the intro, it seems like this is truly leaning into all the things that Toriyama loved and seemingly left behind as Dragon Ball became more science and more fighting focused. It seems like all those adventure elements are coming back, and I really like that. So those are my thoughts on episode 2. Shout out in the comments below with what you thought, what theories you have. And remember to come back to the KameSennin School for more Dragon Ball videos and information. Thanks for watching.